Back with Bobby and JJ Radio, and we're talking about natural disasters, how to handle them, how to make sure that you're covered in every way, shape, form, or fashion. And we have two awesome gentlemen here today, Carlos Solis and Paul Smith. They make up the Solis and Smith law firm. They work together on the dark side, defending insurance companies, and they decided to come on the better side and start to help clients make sure that they get everything they should be getting from their insurances. Carlos from Laredo and Paul's from a bigger city named Divine, but they somehow made it over here to San Antonio. I want to say thank you, gentlemen, for hanging out with us. It's a pleasure. You guys are definitely the experts in this regard. So talk to us about your firm. Tell us everything about Solis and Smith.
Well, thank you. Thank you again for the invite.
Sure.
Well, Carlos and I, we've been friends for a long time, and we actually worked, like you said, we worked for a firm representing insurance companies, handling the same types of claims like this, where policyholders would make claims against their insurance company, and the insurance companies would defend against those claims, and we represented those insurance companies. Right. So around the end of 2008, we decided to switch sides. So we started our own firm, Solis and Smith PC, and exclusively representing policyholders now, and that's whether it be a homeowner or a business owner, whether it be a small home that sustained damage from a storm event or a multi-million-dollar commercial building.
Like a apartment complex.
It can be an apartment complex, strip centers.
The Alamo.
Absolutely.
So being that you worked on both sides, you know the little tricks that they're going to do, that they're going to try to use against you, and you know how to kind of get around it, or...
Well, we're well versed in the types of defenses that they may push forward when it comes to people making claims, and so
just because you've been on the other side,
absolutely. So I think we're very well prepared.
I mean, everyone hires tax attorneys that formerly used to work for the IRS. I mean, it's the same thing, right?
That's right.
I think that's what they all say. I don't know if they really all work for the IRS.
I think they all just do 1 or 2 days there, and then they jump ship.
And I think what's good is that you have relationships on both sides. You have relationships with insurance companies because you've dealt with them in the past. You've dealt with some of their people. And then when you're on this side, it helps you talk to the other side because you've been there on that side before, and they know that you know the defenses, and it helps that you have those relationships on both sides. And having good relationships means that you can get along, work on cases, and try to resolve cases for the clients that you have.
So other than working on both sides of the law, what else do you think separates you from other lawyers that do the same thing that you guys do?
Well, one thing about our firm, since the inception of our firm, we together when we decided we're going to start this firm, we wanted to only represent policyholders in claims just like this, and that's all we do.
In the niches or the riches, right?
That's right. So we don't handle car wreck cases and things like that. We're an insurance lawyer.
Why I respect that. My dad was a retired judge, and he had his own firm as well. And I think when you start to be a jack of all trades, you're really a master of none, right? Correct. Just to keep up with the insurance changes and stuff like that, it has to be a full-time job.
Absolutely. And when we started this around the end of 2008, beginning of 2009, it was after a huge disaster. Hurricane Ike. It pummeled Galveston, Beaumont, and Houston, and we represented thousands of people out there.
Was Tina damaged at all?
No, Tina was fine. I didn't touch that. Hey, so wow, too soon. Hey, so speaking of all these other Texas cities, you're hubbed out of San Antonio.
We are.
But you go all over Texas.
We've had thousands of cases around the state of Texas, whether it be in Amarillo, the Rio Grande Valley, Laredo, Eagle Pass, Dallas, Houston. So we'll talk to anybody that has any potential issue or dispute with their insurance company, and we'll talk to them. Always give them a free consultation and give them our opinion.
So what's the first thing that someone should do if they notice damage to their home after a natural disaster like what happened with us in this hailstorm?
Well, I think one thing, people, if they're actually there at the house during the storm, I think it's important to actually film it if you can.
I did. Yeah.
If there's hail at the house, get the size of the hail. Even put the hail in the freezer if you want to. That way it shows the size of the hail that was at the house, because a lot of what these insurance companies do is they have these hail maps which say this is where the hail was. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you're outside of that hail zone, but you still had hail. So it's
you're
important.
Like, what the hell? Right,
it's important to say, hey, listen, I did have damage. I was here. I documented this damage.
Right.
And so that's something that you really need to document if you're there at the house. If not, the important thing to do is When you get home, you find out there's damage, you have to promptly notify the insurance company. Your policy says you have a duty to promptly notify them. You can't wait 6 months.
Right.
You can't wait a year to notify them, because if not, they're going to say, why did you wait so long? The damage got worse. You should have done something. You should have called us. And so another thing you have to do is mitigate your damages. If you have a skylight broken or a window broken, put a piece of plywood there or put a tarp on your roof. You have to do something to stop the damages.
I have noticed that a lot of times homeowners don't know that they have hail damage on the roof until they go to sell the house and an inspector looks at it and notices hail damage. So what about a situation like that where it might have been 2 years since the last hailstorm?
I think first thing, if you see a lot of roofing trucks in your neighborhood, chances are you have roof damage. If you're not sure, just call your insurance company, make the claim, tell them to come out, check out your roof. At least you've got them to tell you there's no damage to your roof, because you want them to at least tell you there's no damage to your roof. But if you see a lot of people get new roofs and your insurance company is telling you there's no damage to your roof, you should probably contact an attorney or somebody to take another look at it.
So what are the deadlines then for insurance companies to investigate a claim?
Basically what happens, you call the insurance company. They have 15 days to acknowledge the claim, start the investigation, and ask for any documents regarding the claim. They'll come out to your property, they'll investigate it, and then they'll have basically another 15 days on top of that to make a decision. If they tell you within that 15 days, they have 5 business days to cut you a check. So, long story short, about 30 days, unless they need more time. They can ask you for more time, and the law talks about that as well.
Cool. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Solis & Smith Law Firm. We're going to talk about deductibles. We're going to talk about some other ways to help get more money after you make claims. If you need some more information about their law firm, you can call them at 210-223-5000. Again, that's 223-5000.